Hello, my name is Gareth P Jones, children's author, musician and all-round silly person, and I'm here to host a brilliant series of 6 tailor-made homeschooling author events called the Paper Beach Project, which is going to involve you helping us to create a giant art installation of a beach. Oh, beaches. I do miss beaches. The project is a collaboration between a group of artists called the Eastcliff Creatives and that most excellent publisher, Egmont Books. Your submissions will be the grains of sand that will make up our beach, alongside the writing and drawings and scribblings of Egmont's fabulous authors and illustrators. Over the next few weeks, we'll be revealing Egmont's brand new look and its brand new name. And what I really love about this project is that it's a chance for us to create something together. And it's a chance to do something different. Oh, I do miss doing something different occasionally, don't you? And what better to celebrate than books? The whole project comes together on Friday the 12th of March this year, when we'll be building a giant image made up of all your entries. You'll find out more about that event and how you can follow the image as it comes to life nearer the time. Right now, I'm about to hand you over to the first of our 6 amazing authors to share their latest book with you and to get you writing or drawing or painting or I don't know what, maybe making people out of food. Anyway, definitely something fun. Grown-ups, there are extra resources available from this web address. And after this event, I'll be back to tell you how to create your own unique message or artwork to be a part of our installation. Your piece of work could end up being featured alongside your favourite author, or you might end up, you know, next to one of mine. And even more excitingly, there is £500 worth of brilliant books to be won for your school every week. And as there will be a different author or illustrator each week, please do spread the word, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Actually, don't tell your enemies, that would be weird. And now over to today's authors, Adam and Charlotte Guillain. See you in a minute.
Hi, I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Adam.
And we write picture books together. And the story we want to share with you today is called
One Banana, Two Bananas.
And it's illustrated by Sam Lloyd, who is hilarious. So Adam, do you want to talk about how we came to write this book?
Sometimes when Charlotte and we want to get ideas going, we play with traditional rhymes that we know really well and see if we can muck about with them and have fun with them. And this time we were playing with, do you know it? 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. And we really loved the rhythm of that. And we thought, well, if those potatoes had legs and eyes, that'd be funny. And we really want to write that story. But what if they were bananas? They could be. And they were cheeky and they had adventures together. What would happen? So that was our starting point for this story.
So we're going to read the story to you now. 1 banana,
2 bananas.
1 banana, 2 bananas. 1 banana, 2 bananas. 1 banana, 2 bananas. Banana.
1 banana, 2 bananas, 3 bananas, 4 snoozing in the garden when
Ding dong.
Who's at the door?
5 bananas, 6 bananas, 7 bananas, 8. They're going to have a party and they're going to stay up late.
8 bananas in pyjamas bouncing on the beds. Ups-a-daisy, shout bananas, standing on their heads.
But who is at the window? They just can't believe their eyes.
Ooh.
A llama panorama cries,
We've got a big surprise! We come from the Bahamas,
says one llama with a grin.
We're going to have a llama race. You're welcome to join in.
8 bananas in pyjamas in a llama race.
Bananas!
Gasps a monkey, and he quickly starts to chase.
Are you ready? Put on your pyjamas. Get on the backs of your llamas. Off we go.
8 bananas leap off llamas. Monkey licks his lips.
Yikes! What's that?
Cries monkey as he stumbles and he slips.
A pair of super new bananas come to make up 10.
10 bananas shout at Monkey,
"Don't chase us again!" But Monkey's feeling hungry and he doesn't care at all. He scares the poor bananas as he leaps and makes them fall.
Splash go 10 bananas as they topple in the lake.
Oh no!
No! Shout the bananas. This is such a big mistake.
10 bananas in pajamas, swimming for their lives, chased by 10 piranhas, bearing teeth as sharp as knives.
Piranhas! 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 Piranhas!
Oh, what's this? More trouble. Monkey's jumped in a canoe.
Look out, 10 bananas. Monkey's coming after you.
10 bananas panic. How much longer can they float?
But look, across the water speeds a fast banana boat.
We're
sorry,
10
bananas cheer.
We
will not be your lunch.
and
You can never catch us, as we're such a clever bunch.
One banana, two bananas. One banana, two bananas. One banana, two bananas. Banana?
Now for the fun bit. It's your turn to write a story of your own.
Yeah, and we think the best place to start with a story is usually with your character, your main character. So you might want to think about who you want your character to be. Do you want your character to be a hero, a villain? Do you want them to be funny? Do you want them to be scary? You might want it to be an animal or a monster or a vegetable. Who knows? But if you're going to write a story like One Banana, Two Bananas, we're going to try and start with the same beginning. So your character needs to have 3 beats in their name, or 3 syllables. So we've got banana or potato. So other characters you could have might be tomato or cucumber. Or maybe if we're going to have some fruit, what about some pineapple?
That'd be fun.
Or a papaya. You could have a tropical story.
Could you have animals as well?
You could have animals. So you could have koala or a gorilla. That could be fun. So you could think of all the words that you like for your character, but try and find one that's got 3 syllables. So you can say 1 koala, 2 koalas, 3 koalas, 4, and then you can start your story in the same way as ours.
So just to be clear then, what we're asking you to do is to draw a picture of your main characters. So I guess in the first illustration you would draw would be the first 4 of those animals. So I think Charlotte and I, we're thinking about trying to do it with tomatoes.
With a
Is that
tomato,
right?
yeah.
So we're going to go 1 tomato, 2 tomato, 3 tomato, 4. Now we've got to think about all the rhymes.
With the word 4.
4. Are you good at rhymes? How many rhymes can you think of that rhyme with 4? We've been writing a list. What have you got, Charlotte?
Okay, so this is what we've come up with, but I bet there are loads more that you can think of. So words that rhyme with 4, you could have floor, you could have roar, you could have soar, as in an aeroplane soaring through the sky. You could have claw.
You could have score, like scoring a goal.
Oh, you could have score in football. You could have a cat's paw. You could have a shark's jaw. You could have someone who's breaking the law. Or someone who just wants more.
The children might even have better ideas than us, I'm sure.
They might.
So draw a picture of your 4 characters, because essentially they're 4 of them, aren't they? Decide what they're going to be and have a go at writing the first 2 lines of your story. Then after that, you might decide to continue in that way or change the rhyming pattern.
Yeah, so we've got some examples to show you the kind of thing we mean. So for the first 2 lines, you could say 1 tomato, 2 tomatoes, 3 tomatoes, 4, fall out of a shopping bag and roll across the floor.
That'd be fun.
Or what else could you do?
1 tomato, 2 tomato, 3 tomato, 4, jump into an aeroplane and through the air they soar.
Or you could have 1 tomato, 2 tomatoes, 3 tomatoes, 4 bump into a sleepy lion and make him jump and roar. So there are all kinds of places your story could go depending on your character. And that rhyming word that you choose for the second line will take you to different places, which could be really interesting.
So it's your turn to spend some time with your ideas. Now, we are going to continue, aren't we, here in the Writing Den? We're going to try and do it. And afterwards, you're going to come back and we're going to show you what we finally came up with, our drawing and our rhymes. So good luck and have a lot of fun. Welcome back. How did you get on? We hope you had a lot of fun, because Charlotte and I, we have a lot of fun, don't we? Making up ideas.
Yeah, we're really interested to know what characters you came up with and what adventures you think you could take them on.
And now we don't have to imagine what you've come up with, because in a moment, Gareth is going to explain to you how to get involved with the Paper Beach project, and we'll be able to see the wonderful ideas that you've been creating in your home.
Yeah, and while you've been doing that activity, me and Adam had a go too. So we went with our tomato idea, and this is what we've come up with. So we took our tomatoes back in time and we've gone for a dinosaur, and this is what we've written. We've got 1 tomato, 2 tomatoes, 3 tomatoes, 4 bouncing through the forest when they see a dinosaur.
So thank you for tuning in today. We hope you had a lot of fun. We did.
Yeah, and we can't wait to see what your ideas are.
So keep on working hard with your homeschooling. And now it's time for us to hand you back to Gareth.
Hello again. I hope you enjoyed that and you're now ready to pick up your pen and create your own message or draw your own drawing to be a part of the Paper Beach art project. All you'll need for this is a blank piece of A4 paper and a black pen, or if you prefer, you can use your computer. And the theme for the challenge is adventures. Books can take you on all sorts of adventures. They can take you up into space or down into the bottom of the ocean or down to the bottom of the world. They can take you all around the world, forwards and backwards in times. And with the best sort of books, you never know where you're going to end up. So the question we want you to answer is, where do you want to go on your next reading adventure? You can write your answer, you can draw a picture, you can make a map, you can have fun with it, you can be inventive, and remember, there are no limits. If you want your adventure to take place in an alternative universe where super intelligent cheese runs the world, then I won't stop you. I wrote down an idea of my own, I wrote down this. But remember, this is going to be judged, so you probably want to write something better and longer than that. Once you've got an answer, simply draw us a picture or write us a message and tell us all about it. And when you're done, get an adult to help you scan it in and email it to this email address, eastcliffcreatives@gmail.com. If you don't have a scanner, I'm told there are apps available for phones, or you could post it to this address. Or you can take a good clear photo of your entry and email it. Whichever way you get it to us, make sure you include the town or city where you live, your email address and the name of your school, as we'll be donating a prize bundle of £500 worth of books every week. The terms and conditions for this competition are available on the website as you enter. And once you send us your entry, we'll be able to keep you up to date with our progress, so keep an eye out for our email. You can go to this web address at any time to get these instructions again, where you can upload your typed submissions. At the bottom of that website, you will also see maps where all the contributors come from, and we're open to entries from all over the world. And you'll be able to see the totalometer, and maybe you'll be able to find yourself on the map. Now, whether you're writing or drawing or painting your submission, my advice is remember to get lost. I mean, remember to get lost in what you're doing, get lost in the adventure. I don't mean get lost. I mean, you know, enjoy yourself, enjoy the creativity of it all. And I really look forward to seeing some of your entries. Thanks a lot.